This morning, U.S. intelligence agencies are sifting through highly sensitive information that was gathered in the daring U.S. raid on the ISIS leader's compound in northwestern Syria. President Trump says the terror group's leader, that's Abu Bakar al-Baghdadi, killed himself during that weekend attack. Now, this is a big victory for President Trump, who is accused of giving a lifeline to ISIS when he pulled American troops out of northern Syria. The U.S. located Baghdadi using information provided by prisoners, including one of his in-laws, who met with the ISIS leader on a regular basis. Chief Washington correspondent Major Garrett is at the White House with more on this story. Major, so what else do we know this morning about that raid?
Well, good morning, Gail. We know that the Army's elite Delta Force took the lead. About 70 American commandos participated in this raid. It took about 4.5 hours. No U.S. military personnel were killed, 2 were injured, and there were injuries suffered by a military dog. Meanwhile, 5 of Baghdadi's terrorist associates were killed in the raid on the compound.
He didn't die a hero. He died a coward. Crying, whimpering, screaming. And
President Trump described the final moments of ISIS leader Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi as a contrast in terrorist bravado and American resolve. Amateur video allegedly shows the raid.
The thug who tried so hard to intimidate others spent his last moments in utter fear, in total panic and dread, terrified of the American forces bearing down on him.
Mr. Trump said fresh intelligence on Baghdadi's likely location and where he might move set the mission in motion 3 days ago. U.S. forces took off from a military base in Erbil, Iraq, flying 8 helicopters, low and fast, for the roughly 1 hour and 10-minute trip to the location. Once there, forces blasted a hole through the side of the compound, catching those inside by surprise. Baghdadi fled to an underground tunnel.
He ignited his vest, killing himself and the 3 children. His body was mutilated by the blast.
A test of Baghdadi's scattered remains, Mr. Trump said, confirmed the identity. The president credited cooperation from Russia, Turkey, Iraq, and Syria.
Russia treated us great. They opened up. We had to fly over certain Russia areas.
The Syrian Kurds, who have seen the U.S. withdraw from the country as a betrayal, also played a role.
They gave us some information that turned out to be helpful.
While some Republican lawmakers were notified Sunday morning about the raid, other congressional leaders, including Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, found out when the rest of the world did.
It's great that we've gotten al-Baghdadi and killed him. He's a dangerous man, an evil man. The fight against ISIS has to continue.
The raid was codenamed after Kayla Mueller, an American aid worker and one of Baghdadi's victims. On Sunday, Tony, President Trump called the families of Americans killed at the hands of ISIS.
Major Garrett for us. Major, thank you.